we're given a non-empty set X that is inside the interval 1 to 3, and we're going to find x to the fourth as x to the fourth such that x is in our set X. And we're going to let S be the inf of x and t equal the inf of x to the fourth, and we want to prove that t is equal to s to the fourth. So since we have x being inside the interval from 1 to 3, x has to be greater than or equal to 1 for all x inside that set X. So in particular, all elements are positive. Okay, so then we look at a function f of x equals x to the fourth on this interval. We know that x to the fourth is increasing between the interval 1 to 3. You can use common sense, or you could just say that the derivative is positive in that interval. And so because it's increasing, then if we look at x1 less than or equal to x2, then x1 to the fourth is less than or equal to x2 to the fourth. So now to show that s to the fourth is a lower bound of x to the fourth, we have, well, since s is equal to the inf of x, that means s has to be less than or equal to every element inside x. And because f of x is equal to x to the fourth, that means s to the fourth is less than or equal to x to the fourth for all x in the interval. And that's true because we said that f is strictly increasing. And thus s to the fourth is a lower bound of x to the fourth. So that means that t equals inf x to the fourth is greater than or equal to s to the fourth. Now we want to show the converse is true. So we want to show that t is less than or equal to s to the fourth. So what we're going to say is let epsilon be greater than 0. Since s is the inf of x, that means there exists x in the interval such that x is between s and s plus delta for any delta greater than 0. And that makes sense because s is the lower bound. So then we use continuity of f of x equals x to the fourth at s. We have for any epsilon greater than 0, choose delta greater than 0 such that if the absolute value of x minus s is less than delta, that means that the absolute value of x to the fourth minus s to the fourth is also less than epsilon. Okay, so we know that x to the fourth is continuous, so this must be true by the definition of continuity. Then there exists an x in x such that x to the fourth is less than s to the fourth plus epsilon. And this one is obviously true because we have x to the fourth is less than or equal to s to the fourth. Sorry, greater than or equal to s to the fourth. That means that x to the fourth minus s to the fourth is greater than or equal to 0. So then x to the fourth minus s to the fourth is just equal to x to the fourth minus s to the fourth. You just remove the absolute value since it's non-negative. And so if x to the fourth minus s to the fourth is less than epsilon, that means that x to the fourth is less than epsilon plus s to the fourth. So that's what we have here. Thus, s to the fourth is the greatest lower bound of x to the fourth. So that means that t has to be less than or equal to s to the fourth. So what we've shown is that t is greater than or equal to s to the fourth, and t is less than or equal to s to the fourth. Well, the only way that both of these statements is true is if t is equal to s to the fourth. And so that proves what we needed to.